Holla.
Let's start this shit all right.
Holla, holla.
Hey man, say man.
Holla.
Hey V, line them up.
Not like serious, this shit serious. I'ma do this shit big. I don't give a fuck what they talking about Marco. Go ahead and break down this little physical word that we live in. Cause they talking about B2B. We gon' need a little cartridge synergy. They ain't gon' really break down another energy. It's a hologram. You see me now? I don't really think they get that. I done brush shit down. I ain't talking Kit Kat. I don't know this astronomical and an astrology shit. They ain't with that. Let me get off of that. They don't wanna talk that. Want me to talk about a couple bowls. Looking like a quarter key. Nigga, when I step up to the spot, I fuck around, fuck them all. I ain't even worried about them hoes on the currency. You don't even know that currency. I was surrounded by so many ancestors, nigga. How you really gon' fuck with me? They like you a street nigga. How you know alchemy? You stand up, nigga. Make them sit down here ever be. Y'all let the black woman out this calamity. Not knowing she the grand universal deity. I ain't gonna lie, you can't fuck with a picture of me. Little rumors in the street, but I ain't even care to speak. In enlightenment and I hope a nigga don't take it sweet. Be nothing over here sweet.
Hey man, say man. This your motherfucking. This the motherfucking God. You feel me? This is the neuromelanated, carbonated, stardust material, carbon dark matter, multi-dimensional, serious dwelling being, chaos being, luminous being, master teacher, master student, DeMarco. You new to the bell. You new to the page. Hit that motherfucking bell for notifications so you can become part of the notification gang on the gang. Drop a comment in the motherfucking comment section, man. Smash the like button. It's free. It don't cost you nothing. It don't cost you a goddamn thing. Smash the motherfucking like button if you appreciate the motherfucking content. Share the video 9 times if you appreciate the motherfucking content. I'm just here to bring in a little enlightenment. I'm here to just bring in like the wind. Because when we came into the physical flesh, that's when we sin. The lack of not having the cosmic universal cosmology essence is a sin. It's a sin. It's a sin to not to have that same material as the cosmos. It's a sin. It's a sin. But we get into the whole verbatim aspect of being born a child, being born into this world is a sin, when in actuality, when the vibratory rate slowed down and we took on these physical appearances, that was a sin. So-called sin. Because we basically downgraded. Yeah. We basically motherfucking downgraded. And yes, we in the part 2 of you are Satan, you are Lucifer. When they talk about the devil, the devil's spelled backwards is lived. What Jesus said? What Jesus said? Satan, get behind me. Satan, get behind me. And we already know it's talking about Horus and Set. And what it's talking about is Jesus is being backed by the powers of melanin. This is the interpretation of what we seeing right here. The whole Jesus Satan get behind me. Jesus is backed by Satan, which is the powers. You gotta put the S on that motherfucker like Rick Ross. Like Rick Ross be doing his S's. What is that? DJ Envious. Horus. Jesus. This is what he's talking about. The whole rising of the Kundalini energy and opening the third eye. Y'all know how we like to get. Y'all know how I like to start my video. Y'all know how I like to start the videos. I like to raise the motherfucking vibratory rate. And show you how Mother Earth doing. How you doing? Period. 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 Now, before we come back in, I'm gonna come back to the pictures that I had up from the first part. After I show y'all what Mother Nature going on. We got some more videos and more shit to talk about as well throughout the motherfucking video. Hold on, let's pull this up right here. Hold on, I ain't got it up yet. Hold up. Hold on, let me pull this up right here. Bear with me, hold on. History. Hold up. Hold on. Are they playing? There you go. Alright, let's go. Let me find the video. You go one on. Hold on, bear with me. We're gonna meet that motherfucker. We're gonna meet that. Hold on. Yeah, let me show you. Let's show you what's going on. Earthquakes air, goddamn well. Tsunamis. Goddamn typhoons, goddamn. Hold on, let me share that shit. Bear with me. Hold on. I ain't gonna want to share. We want to share it right here. Oh, damn, where is it? Oh, right here. I'm gonna share that right there. We're gonna share that right there. Hold up. Master teacher, master student, DeMarco. Hold up. I'm too mysterious. And like he said, I come straight from Sirius. I'm talking about the star system. Pierce. Like the city girl. Oh, I'm killed. Marco got him weary. I killed the track, they leered. Got the orders on, so you know we ain't playing around. It won't be fake on the pig. Talk about guns. Pow, pow. I've been standing on top of the mound. Let that shit down. Nigga got mad when they looked at me. When they realized I pulled a pound. Ain't gonna elaborate. Nigga want me on interrogation. Nigga kept on the internet. Most of the fabrication. You know that I did this shit daily. He put the nigga need to pay me. Regardless if you hate me, Kobe Bryant, nigga, when it comes to this fading. Go
go through them phases, they know that the earth is shifting. Hold up, let me mind my own business. Come in and out the earth, I'm glitching, shake shifting and twitching. Hold up, little nigga, couple of the people missing. They don't wanna hear about that, they wanna hear about these niggas killing, drug dealing, physical, mundane bullshit. They rather give all their money to the pastor and pray on the pulpit. I can get a cruise shit. They be like, nigga, loose still ain't shit. You ain't talk about them. Hold up, let me get all that. That's in the wind. Cause doing 100 bid, long bid, nigga. What the fuck you mean, nigga? How you don't want me like Outcast? What you mean so fresh, so clean? Nigga ain't got no dignity. They ain't military, and I ain't a beat. Listen, niggas, us great. Jumped on the beat the team. I ain't here to breathe. Niggas that be brag how they got position. Till a nigga get shot down there. Headshot in the street. Ain't nobody won't be. See these pussy niggas in person. It's a compete. Till we get the fucking planet back. I put on triple going to space. It won't be peace.
They know something going on in the goddamn universe. They know something going on, goddamn. They know something going on in the goddamn universe. They know something going on in the goddamn universe. Hold on. Let me put another gen up. Let me put another gen up. You can see all them goddamn memorandum they give y'all. They give y'all them goddamn memo. Hold on, bear with me. I can't remember what this is right here. We're gonna play it. We're gonna play it.
Holla! Holla! Master teacher, master student.
Something strange happening in our universe.
Holla! Who made it? Holla! 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 Baby, they hit like anthem. I already know these niggas be mad at me. These niggas can't cash me. They know I'm from the 19 galaxy. They wanna come after me. She want me to hit her passionately. I got your back like a chiropractor. Baby, I got too much accuracy. Baby, they hit like an anthem. I already know these niggas be mad at me. These niggas can't cash me. They know I'm from the 19 galaxy. They wanna come after me. She want me to hit her passionately. I got your back like a chiropractor. Baby, I got too much accuracy. Baby, there's a dark matter entity. Niggas just be talking knowing damn where they meet me. You ain't seen the shit going on in the Philippines. Jury, I'm looking like Mr. T. Everybody serious like they all on creatine. Whole world on my shoulder, all I need is sugar bean.
Damn, goddamn, I done did this shit, baby. I done did the delivery. You can get the story. Micro to the macrocosm. They ain't gonna get it. They rather listen to Jay-Z, Lil Durk, Nas, and a little bit of Diddy. All these niggas, they gifted. They wasn't even really. They ain't even spiritual. I done broke down mythological shit. I'm really getting rid of you. Damn, really wanna get into the zodiac. I done got it to the conjunction. I done ain't no gratification for this flesh. They wasn't studying it. They don't wanna talk about the so-called black man and how they been holding us stagnant. Got the women in control. Hold up, don't know what happened. They don't wanna get into no knowledge. I done kept it poppin'. Could've really brought the hook back. This is just a freestyle, just gonna have them. What they hit that. I got your back like a chiropractor, baby. I got too much accuracy. See? See, you let these people invade your motherfucking psyche. They done rerouted your whole motherfucking cerebral. These politicians, especially the celebrities, these entertainers, then rerouted your whole functionality. Your whole functionality. Hold on. Hold on, we're gonna go to the next video. Hold on. Hold on, bear with me. Bear with me. Hold on. Hold on. Hello, we're gonna come back to that one. Hold on. We wanna go right here. Hold on, we wanna go right here. Hold on. Hold on, we wanna go right here. Hold on, my goddamn videos there. Hello, y'all. Hello. I gotta do some strolling right quick. I do a little bit strolling right quick. Hold on. Here go one. I do a little scrolling right quick. I do a little scrolling right quick. I do a little scrolling right quick, y'all. I do a little motherfucker scrolling right quick. You know what I'm saying? And they got your mind, these celebrities got your mind fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And got y'all acting like total motherfucking NPCs. Unnatural shit, fake, unnatural shit going on, fake shit going on. You feel me? Hella distracting. You feel me? So-called black people not knowing that they exist on all type of motherfucking levels. You feel me? I'm talking about on the whole quantum level. How the so-called black woman is living so unnatural to the motherfucking planet. Y'all let these motherfucking entertainers and shit, all these, and people don't even see the shit that these entertainers is dictating y'all motherfucking step. They dictate y'all motherfucking life. They dictate y'all motherfucking life. Got you fucked up psychologically. I'm talking about like the whole black community is gone to shits. It's gone to shits. Motherfuckers want to live vicariously through the celebrities, but the celebrities ain't got no freedom, so they damn near vicariously want to live through us. And we perceiving what we perceiving on the TV with these celebrities. We thinking that this shit is real. 98% of the shit that the news that they put up there, like all the distractions, the whole Jada Smith and Will and Chris Tucker shit, and a lot of the a lot of the rap deaths is fake. You feel me? These rappers getting killed, all that shit is just a world stage. It's all a motherfucking show. It's all a motherfucking act. It's all a motherfucking play. You feel me? And the joke's on us. Cause we ain't even playing our motherfucking character right. We ain't even playing our motherfucking character right. We on the goddamn world stage, don't know how to goddamn, don't even know our own goddamn essence no more. Don't even know our goddamn own essence no more. Don't forget the motherfucking preachers and shit. Can't fathom yourself being a generator, operator, destroyer. You just don't know how many trillions of years that you been occupying existence. And can't get out the loophole of celebrities having full control of your mind or the population. Hella illusion, fed into all the motherfucking illusion, taking your emotions, how they make you sad, happy, all that shit. No, you ain't living. You ain't even basically. If you want to talk realistically, motherfuckers ain't even. They living in an illusion. They living in a whole nother goddamn world. While this goddamn so-called world right here falling the fuck down. This motherfucker falling down day by day, and motherfuckers still caught up in what celebrities and shit doing. So caught up in motherfucking entertainment. Motherfuckers is so caught up in entertainment. And they came to the realization that, man, these rappers ain't shit. These rappers ain't shit. They ain't shit. 98% of these motherfuckers, 98% of the motherfuckers from the streets. I mean, motherfuckers in the industry, rap niggas is not street niggas. 98% of them niggas is not no motherfucking street niggas. %98 of them niggas is not who you think they is. Period. They not who you think they is, period. A whole shit circus in the eyes out there. That's why this bitch still crumbling down day by day. Cause ain't nobody really into knowledge for real information. Ain't nobody into information for real. That's why this bitch still crumbling. To this motherfucking day. And you hear a lot of talk about fake Mesopotamian, Sumerian human deities pretending to be us. That's why this bitch crumbling. And it's gonna crumble and motherfucking crumble and motherfucking crumble. Motherfuckers don't even, they so caught up in the other world, they don't even want their world back. Motherfucker don't even want their motherfucking world back. Then we get so caught up in the ego when the ego is the false self, the false prophet. You feel me? That got created out of fear, and it creates out of fear. You feel me? No matter how much it wants to be real, like the true creator or source, so to speak. You feel me? It is only a reflection. You feel me? The ego is not real. We really just one, the original source. You feel me? We got to stop projecting our ego as an enemy or a being that wants to rule. Let me skip that. You feel me? We got to use the ego. You feel me? Because the ego is the way we get, you know what I'm saying? It's the ability to focus itself as separate consciousness to experience things, but it is not real in the sense that there's only the void, which again is no thing at all possibility. Oh yeah, I want you to hear that. See this, I mean. I want you to see this. I want you to see what's going on. I want you to see what's going on. They got you with the Baphomet got you so scared. So scared of the Baphomet. Scared of a motherfucking goat. Got you scared of a motherfucking goat, which is basically a motherfucking zodiac. I'm baffled. I'm baffled. I'm baffled. Tear this motherfucker down. Holla. Master teacher, master student. Joe Marco.
Damn, Obi.
Too much corona mass ejection in the ozone layer. It's getting eradicated. They be like, Marco, gon' keep it player. Pushing them peas, they be like, nigga, you can't even be from the street. Did this shit to the T. Got them eyes across a cup of tea. They ain't even gon' be. Cause we gon' sit at the table, and nigga, we gon' feed her. They said I'm vibrating too low. Bitch, I'm straight for the street. A nigga needs to raise it up, I guess. I'ma elevate it to the crown. I moved up to a couple pounds. I wanna see a nigga fall back down. I'ma see it on the nigga, I'ma win no matter what I do. Elevated, they were like, nigga, no cap it, gone, keep it true. Feel like a best coach, set it off 22, no rule. I'ma pay the big ocean blue. Record deal, oh, goddamn, might let the rebound get loose. I'm the animator, now, nigga, they ain't even got no charisma. Charismatic, that's why she want me up in, I'm always his on.
Damn, Obi.
The busy, you already know they really wanna capture me. I'm straight from the 19 galaxy. Tell about the sexual alchemy. When she comes, she finna start manifesting. Hold up, they be stressing cause they say they got blessings. Cap up, fat out for the way that we step in. The really nigga in your beat, he ain't gotta guess it. Low vibrate one, but don't need the Holy Spirit for protection. I'm get into the esoteric shit and break it down in section. You was talking about the triple dog, this is a space, you know they got some questions. And that no regret, and they like spit that shit reflection. Too much corona mass ejections in the ozone layer. It's getting eradicated. They be like, Marco, don't keep the player. No pushing no P, they be like, nigga, you can't even be from the streets. I did this shit to the T. I dotted them eyes, I crossed a cup of tea. They ain't even won't be, cause we gon' sit at the table, and nigga, we gon' feed. They say I'm vibrating too low. Bitch, I'm straight from the street. A nigga need to raise it up, I guess. I'm elevated to the crown. I moved up to a couple of pounds. They wanna see a nigga fall back down. You can't get no money from the reparations because you ain't 100% black. You European. That's one way they do it. Then again, on the other hand, I don't give a shit about you all getting some money. That's right. See what I'm saying? Damn,
Obi.
Like I told you before. Like I told you before, if that's what it all boils down, you got to get the ass and slavery. Your mama got raped, and that's all it boils down to is $1 billion. So you can go to the mall. But the point.
You heard it. Let me play this. Let me play that. Hold on, bear with me. Let me get this video right here. Let me play that. Play this. Let me see where it is.
Of the gods that overthrew us that we ended up worshiping. That was the male patriarchal order of creation. Before that, it was the primal world, but when we got down here, we still worship the great mother. Now, the story goes that when Oshun, Yemiya, Oya, Olakun, and all of them, and that particular one, Hera, Aphrodite, and Isis, Osiris, Heru, when they were overthrown, when the matriarchal realm was overthrown, they cast the majority of the matriarchal realm in chains and bind them into physical bodies. So Tiamat in the numeral list is overthrown. Her blood is used to make humans. And inside of our veins is the chaos, the melanin, which is the primordial realm. And the soul is what's trapped in the physical body, which is the matrix. And the brain is the matrix to give us this illusionary world, because the other brain is up under that, which is the third eye. It sees above the matrix. Okay, now let's get this thing right.
Let's get right, Bob. Hold on.
My soul guiding me, but mainly I let the universe do its thing, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like I ended up with no family, don't go to school, don't work a job. I'm living homeless. Nigga, I'm living off my land, boy. I'm not homeless. I live off my land. And I sleep on the beach with the ocean, surrounded by nature, which I created. How you gonna tell me I'm homeless? Because I don't live in a 90-degree angle. Bitch, I don't want to live in no house. I don't want to live in no house. That shit is spiritual warfare. That shit harnesses your energy. Just the shape of a house harnesses your energy.
Wow.
But they got you thinking it's homeless. You can't even live homeless, you in America. I'm telling you, you can't even live homeless if you in America with no money, bro. That shit sad. So why you not trying to war with the mother? Listen to my soul and I let my soul guide me. But mainly I let the universe do its thing, bro. You feel that?
Mm-hmm. They don't like you that you from the sun, that you is the sun. You know this finna be a wonderful change for the better. The sun separating us.
Hypothalamus, and it produces chemicals on demand consistent with the way you think, feel and perceive. So if you feel brave, you'll produce a chemical called interleukin-2, which is the most efficient chemical for fighting cancer worldwide. In fact, I checked today, a course of artificial interleukin-2 can cost between $6,000 to $8,000 per course. Your body produces it in the right quantities to go to the right place at the right time. When you feel calm, you produce your own Valium. You don't need Valium from a drug manufacturing company, which has side effects. When you're happy, you produce endorphins and enkephalins. The bottom line here is your body has the ability to heal itself, provided you are thinking the right way. Thinking the wrong way just produces the alternative result. Always focus on the positive. Be brave. Be happy. Be healthy.
Understand. Inner motherfucking stand.
Hall. Today I am going to be talking about the work of Nigel Kerner. Now, Nigel authored his first book in 1997 entitled The Song of the Greys. who wrote another book in 2010 entitled Grey Aliens and the Harvesting of Souls. Now, to discuss these books, I'm joined today by two of Nigel's researchers, Danielle Silverman. Welcome, Danielle.
Thank you.
And Professor John Biggerstaff. Welcome, John.
Hi, Richard. Given this scenario and what Nigel hypothesizes is that really in the same way that I mess with organisms on plates, that these guys were messing with us as a species, really looking for advantageous genetics. They only care about whether they can mess with our genes more efficiently. And it turns out that the molecule melanin, actually, when we mess with genetics and stuff, one of the ways in which we can do it is to use things like ultraviolet light to actually splice the genes in the cells and actually alter the genetics or to get things to, things we put in to actually take so that we can almost microsurgically implant them in the cells. The thing is, if these cells have got a lot of melanin in them, it's a dark pigment, it tends to absorb that light and diffract it and turn it into vibrations, etc., and then the light just doesn't get where it's really supposed to go. And faster if deliberately put in there.
Right.
But there is a special, do you want to explain the special about melanin and how it protects the cell, the DNA inside the nucleus? That's very important.
Part of the reason you can't do these experiments, where there's a lot of melanin around, the melanin actually in a lot of people, in black people, it's actually spread out through the skin. It spreads out through the cells and covers everything. From the actions of the ultraviolet
light. There's no doubt in people with higher melanin, natural higher melanin, that it's far more likely that melanin will be coating the nucleus, the cell wall of the nucleus of the DNA. Now, the point about that is that ultraviolet light, which is often used to splice DNA, is blocked by that melanin. It absorbs it. It doesn't allow it in to interfere with the DNA. And it could well be, and this is Nigel's thesis, that this was a blocker for them when they were trying to genetically alter the species. And therefore, when maybe just out of random mutation, something like an albino came along, they discovered, wow, we can get straight in.
Right.
And it may well be that the paler-skinned nation, people on the earth, maybe have that pale skin because of this genetic experimentation to make things easier for them to work on human DNA. And in fact, Professor Steve Jones argues that this thing about vitamin D being, paler skin being there to allow vitamin D to be absorbed and so on, all these theories about why pale skin happened in the first place, he believes it's not an adequate explanation. There is no real explanation or justification for the need for pale skin at all.
Yeah, because I think if
dark skin is always an advantage in every circumstance.
Right. As most people would just automatically assume, well, they went to live in the north where there's less sun, so therefore their skin changed colour. Yeah, but that's not the case.
According to Professor Steve Jones, an eminent professor of biology, that is absolute nonsense.
Right. Okay.
There's just no reason at all for pale skin.
You would want to absorb more light. And, why do we lose hair if we came to a colder climate, etc.?
Yeah.
So obviously something's wrong with that idea.
Right. All right. And Nigel contends that the white races, the Northern European races, have probably had the most interference from this outside entity called the grey alien.
Yeah, and he doesn't say that. It's very important to say he doesn't say that from the point of view of a kind of reverse racism.
Right.
It's just he's letting us know that, right, that's there, you may need to do something about it, and maybe suggesting ways that we could do something about it. And if you look at the record of the European nations throughout history, in terms of colonialism, imperialism, and what they've reached on the world, it makes the point
that
really.
It's the blue-eyed white races that have got their finger on the nuclear... Well, I mean, what about China? Because he mentions the Chinese as well, doesn't he? He says that they've had significant intervention. Am I right there?
That's right. Yes, there's been interception all across the board. They found ways of doing it, but the most efficient way to do it is on cell nucleuses that aren't protected by the melanin shield. Right. That's just the most efficient, easiest way to do it.
Melanin is carbon. We are the only natural people on this motherfucking planet. How they destroying family just to get the motherfucking children. You see it.
So as far as like I said yesterday, when the spirit world looks down, they don't look at bodies, they look at light. Right. So they see a whole bunch of darkness and they see these little specks of light spread out, and that's the only people that they are interested in, and they gravitate towards even giving them more enlightenment or even protection, and they protect them through the darkness, and the darkness might be the ones that's not awake. Right. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Right. So they don't look at things. They look at this thing based on light. And like I said, now, this thing is going, even in the black community, it's not going based on economics. It's not going based on, not based on skin color. It's based on, when I say I'm talking about within the black community, whether it's light skin or dark skin or whatever, whether it's this family over this family, it's now based on enlightened versus darkness. Mm-hmm. That's the line it's split down with. Mm-hmm. The conscious and the unconscious. Yeah, that's right. So it's no. So as far as like I said yesterday, when the spirit world looks down.
Today is a return to ancient fertility rites, when the gods and goddesses of fertility were invoked through ritual sex, and children were the accepted human sacrifice to ensure personal and communal prosperity. We're seeing a growing spiritual justification for abortion, a thinly veiled cover for ritual child sacrifice.
I'm Abigail Seidman, and my mother worked at an abortion clinic in Ohio from when I was 11 to when I was about 17. The staff there frequently wore, Wiccan-style jewelry or clothing in the, Wiccan, sort of witchy-style clothing, the Wicca-style jewelry, goddess jewelry, that kind of thing. Most of the clinic workers wore some kind of goddess symbol or Wicca symbolic jewelry, moons and stars kind of things. Goddesses, Labris, which is a double-headed axe, which is a symbol of lesbianism. That was a common thing that was worn. But as far as I know, the circle, the coven or circle or whatever was
define children the way you do. They don't define the world the way you do. The choices that you face are not their choices, right? They look at it completely differently. And I said, well, okay, so how do they look at it? And he said, for them, everything is defined by their one fundamental, all-consuming purpose. I said, which is what? He said, to defeat God, right? Because this is the moment. I mean, for them, it's about the real God. The true gods are them and Satan. They're right. And so he said, children are the closest thing on earth to God, because we are created in the image of God. And as you know, from the moment we're created, we haven't had time to be corrupted and to stray. So for them, the younger you are, the closer you are to God, the more pain. Because one of the things I asked him.
is overwhelming evidence at this particular time and moment that the planet is changing rapidly faster than what any geologist had even expected. I mean, any one of them, like, they've never expected the planet to change as fast as it's going. And not to mention all the coronal mass ejections that are coming from the sun. I mean, it is ripping through the planet. Literally. All of these coronal mass, and it's going through you as well. Literally. I'm looking at the video, you pointing high, you pointing to the sun. Look at all the people. Look at all the light beams that are coming in and out of the sun. I've been showed you that. I would show you called it snowflakes. I've been showed you that. I told you that you thought it was a game. It's no game for the people that are literally taking the anomalies that are taking place on this planet as a joke or something to show on social media to gain views or to gain some sort of income. I want you to know something. What's happening right now is no fucking joke. And I mean this. This ain't no joke for the prokaryotic cell, and it damn sure ain't no joke for the eukaryotic cell. This is no joke that what's happening right now. We can all look at look how colorful the sky is. Oh, look at the sun. Look at the weather now. Look at the tornado. You can do all that, all you want. But I'm telling you, this is no joke that is happening on the planet. And it has increased exponentially on the planet. So when I thought what was going to take place maybe 2024 or 2025, look, this looked like 2023, the summer of 20, this like going from August, man, shit. From August going forward, listen. I mean, it is overwhelming. And women must understand, when someone is pointing out the obvious to you, it's going to do two things with you. It's going to break your self-esteem and make you vulnerable to him. You understand what I'm saying to you? Or it's going to build you up and say, you know what? I understand that now, and I'm going to understand, what do you have for me? What do you have for me to breathe life into? Fuck it. You know what? I ain't concerned about money no more. I ain't concerned about money no more. I'm concerned about health. That's what I'm concerned about. What do you put in your body? What do you put in your mind on a day-to-day basis? What do you believe about the education system? How do you feel about children? Are you able to teach our children if we do have children together? See, I'm no longer combative with you. They don't bring. There's nothing else to bring to the table. Nothing. Black woman, right? Nobody is gonna be right. When you take care of the black woman, you take care of the whole race. You dumb motherfuckers. We've been worshiping the goddamn man deity for the last 3,000 years, bitch, and the only place we done got, bitch, is in slavery. Is the black woman God? If she ain't, your ass is in trouble, because all other gods have failed us. All other gods have failed. So until you can get that black woman right, nobody is gonna be right. When you take care of the black woman, you take care of the whole race. You dumb motherfuckers. We've been worshiping the goddamn man deity for the last 3,000 years, bitch, and the only place we done got, bitch, is in slavery. Is the black woman God? If she ain't, your ass is in trouble, because all other gods have failed us. All other gods have failed. So until you can get that black woman right, nobody is gonna be right. When you take care of the black woman, you take care of the whole race. You dumb motherfuckers.
Dumb motherfuckers.
We've been worshiping the goddamn man deity for the last 3,000 years, bitch, and the only place we done got, bitch, is in slavery. Is the black woman God? If she ain't, your ass is in trouble, because all other gods have failed us. All other gods have failed. So until you get...
Failed us. Mm-hmm. Indeed.
informação importante.
And the modern capabilities of technology, we can answer the challenge to explain all the evidence of Earth's disaster cycle, and we have all the tools to track the next one. The Earth is about to do something it hasn't done for thousands of years. The magnetic poles are shifting. The strength of Earth's magnetic field is fading. There are magnetic changes throughout the solar system and on the sun. We're going to be showing you stories of this cycle of disaster that will visit us again soon. This story is told several ways, and here you're going to hear them all. We'll begin with the pole shift. It's real, and it's going to happen. In fact, it's already happening.
Been happening.
There are major magnetic pole shifts every 12,000 years called geomagnetic excursions. There are even more minor events on the 6,000-year half cycles. The China event was just confirmed earlier this year. The most well-studied events are the last one, 12,000 years ago, the Gothenburg geomagnetic excursion, and an exceptionally powerful one about 40-something thousand years ago, called Cashapp. It's the same for other events. You can find information on all of them when you search the science journals. This happens very regularly, and it has already started happening again now. The Earth began its magnetic shift in the 1850s, but it has progressed more since the year 2000 than it had in the 150 years or so before. The shift is accelerating and will keep accelerating. These events coincide with major climate shifts in the past, volcanic events, and biosphere stress that results in the extinctions of species. After the scientific field went back and forth on this topic for decades, the conclusive study was performed in the world's #1 geophysics journal. These magnetic excursions take out several species and cause serious stress on the entire food chain, through not only volcanoes and climate shifts, but extra space radiation, navigational issues with birds, mammals, and marine creatures. These shifts can happen very rapidly. In fact, if the next one happened tomorrow, it already wouldn't be the fastest one in history after having been ongoing now for more than 150 years. When it reaches peak acceleration, it will be shifting 100 times faster than today, or more, and we'll just have months left, maybe weeks. This is a story with 1,000 pieces, but they come together to tell a scary future for our planet, and it's told in the rock, sediment,
with the
fossils, and the cooled lava.
Stupid motherfucker.
Let's next address the fact that this event seems to be hitting the whole solar system. Let's further take a step out to the galactic level very quickly. The galaxy has a rippling electric current sheet, just like stars, our sun, and like energized sphere magnets in a lab. In our galaxy, the wave height, the amplitude, and the wavelength have been analyzed, and based on a speed of around 600 to 800 kilometers per second of outward radial flow, they should be hitting our solar system about every 12,000 years. This current sheet contains the galactic magnetic reversal point, not the galactic equator as incorrectly is believed by many. It is this galactic magnetic reversal, expected about every 12,000 years, that is impacting our solar system, and which is the driving force behind the overall 12,000-year disaster cycle of Earth. Up next, what about those changes in the solar system? Well, Venus's fastest winds are now blowing harder and faster, in fact about 33% faster. Studies of Earth have indicated that solar activity, which is modulated by Earth's magnetic field, helps drive wind speeds at all altitudes, so a magnetic change at Venus would certainly explain those winds. Mars has seen more climate change than Earth has, increasing seismic activity, and is even now believed to have an active, alive mantle, when it was long thought to be dead as a whole planet. We have studies on Earth's magnetic field and solar activity related to both long-term climate on Earth and seismic activity, so a magnetic change at Mars would make sense, and a major magnetic change may actually have woken up Mars' mantle, such that the experts were right when they used to think it was dead, and they are right now. Hard to explain all the Mars changes in one stroke, unless it's a planetary magnetic event. Jupiter.
You get the memo.
And welcome back. And again, I appreciate you spending your time, because as we go through these changes naturally on our planet here, as well as what we see with politics and economy, we're all going to have to come together for solutions. And it's not going to be just one single solution that fits all. It's going to be a combination of everybody coming together with different solutions as one way for us to integrate all ideas as the solution. You know, the solution is a misnomer of just one action. You know, they keep talking about the politics, just distracted by the dailies already. So across the planet, Democratic People's Republic of Congo, sickness in the air, period. And you can do a lot of research on that, the Justinian plague, etc., going further back in time. So with the amount of volcanoes and earthquakes, this is definitely going to be built into the fear-based control mechanism, the narrative. Volcanoes are a great thing, but there's been this bevy. And this week I went through just mainstream news articles along with my normal research into peer-reviewed research, which not many mom and dads, normies, etc., are going to dive into that peer-reviewed research. They're going to stay right on the MSN, the MSNBC, whatever kind of news feed. So I thought I would delve into that for this week and see.
Hold on, let me play this.
People that it's over. I don't know how clearer I can say it to us than to say it's over. Our control, our power, our privilege, it's over. It's over. And it doesn't matter if you have a Democrat or a Republican in the House, whomever is in control will only push us closer and closer to our inevitable end, which is civil war. And I smile and smirk because I'm ready for that. It is the only way that we're going to get to what we need in order to live in this country. And to be honest, white people, we might not be welcome here when it's all said and done. Are you ready for that? That's if you even accept that we're going into civil war and you can survive that part. Y'all are too busy hanging on to the privilege of our grandparents, thinking that if you just continue just to hold on for dear life, everything will go back to the leave it the beaver racist ways when we all had privilege and we were in control and on top of society. No, the pandemic took care of that. My message to white people is get ready. Get prepared. Figure out what side you're on and be 10 toes down. Because regardless of what you're holding on to from the past, the future is war and it's coming. Tell my demographic of people that it's over. Tell my demographic of people that it's over. I don't know how clearer I can say it to us than to say it's over. Tell my demographic of people that it's over.
And you got from us. Did you a voodoo slave girl who graced us with her black magic? She couldn't tell a love potion from a recipe for chocolate chip cookies if she had to read it. You made her a slave. Before that, she came from a great tribe, the Arawak. She learned the secrets of the other side from a 2,000-year-old line of shamans, necromancy. She gave it to your girls of Salem. Everything you got from us. Did you a voodoo slave girl who graced us with her black magic? She couldn't tell a love potion from a recipe for chocolate chip cookies if she had to read it. You made her a slave. Before that, she came from a great tribe, the Arawak. She learned the secrets of the other side from a 2,000-year-old line of shamans, necromancy. She gave it to your girls of Salem.
I'm posting proof, y'all, that Russia and Putin is actually right, and that the Ukraine is actually involved in human trafficking, that they have been sacrificing humans to extraterrestrials as well. I'm posting proof, y'all, that Russia and Putin is actually right, and that the Ukraine is actually involved in human trafficking, that they have been sacrificing humans to extraterrestrials as well.
Covered up. Why? Same way with the sunset. Why can't we just see a normal, the sun just going normal, just maybe only the red sun and that's it? No redness of the sky associated with it. Why can't we just see the redness of the sun as it rises? And as it said, why must it make the whole entire sky red? Is there because it's something up there in the sky, you all? And really, is the planet X or the ninth planet or Nibiru, the planetary system, is it all make believe? And what is that little like a blue like planet in the sky too? Now this is really what's happening. Do you think they would come out and say, "Yeah, this is really happening"? Other that no, you'll find lots of you all a lot of them show a red object in the sky, but this one is I really do next Mar. We need a world. What I was looking at, look at this. Look at this Angry Birds. Solar is up in the sky. Now let's push this button right here. We can do it. Let's watch it. Watch it play, you all. Let's just watch it. It's 6:50 in the morning, 7 o'clock. Watch which starts showing up, you all. This is really wild. Egg shape. This is the first time I've ever seen an egg shape. Really, it is. The very first time I've ever seen an egg shape in the sky with this red-like object up there. And how about you? Is that the first time you've ever seen an egg shape in the sky with that object up here? Look at it right there, you all. It is egg-shaped. How is that possible? But then we saw, these cartoons, these cartoony movies talking about egg-shaped planets. That's, is there something to it? Really? Is there something to it? You can see it right here. There's clearly something in the sky. Otherwise, it would not be reflected up here. And you wouldn't have a blue reflection and a green reflection along with the solid white. Oval. Can you see the ovalness of it, you all? If we were to look at this, it actually does have like an oval shape with this is the first FAA webcam that I saw that showed the oval shape. The weather is strange. Yeah. So let's look. Let's keep going. Okay, it's still kind of got an oval shape, but there looks like there's two red objects. There's this one and there's some other type of object here, and there's like an outer circle of red. One's more prominent. See, look here to the side, you all. What is going on with that? You know that sun looks kind of strange on the inside. It really does. Let's just take one screenshot. I'll try to really phone. I just wanted you to be able to see like the redness of the objects up there in the sky. You can see it's like a kind of oval like. I don't know if that's depicting the sign inside that symbol, but this time there is none. There is a solid by all the clouds here. There's no need to cover up the sun if there's nothing there to hide. There really isn't any need to cover it up unless you want to hide something around this sun.
Hold on, bear with me.
Now let's turn our attention to space. Scientists are baffled by a mysterious celestial object, an ultra-luminous X-ray source. We'll tell you more about it. Also the fact that it is breaking the law of physics, that is, because it is really bright. To give you an idea, it is 10 million times as bright as the sun. Scientists say that something as bright as this should not even exist. It should have blown itself up into pieces. Then why is this mysterious object still existing? And why is it such a puzzle for science? Our next report tells you.
There is a mysterious object in space, and scientists are scrambling to learn more about it. It's called an ultraluminous X-ray source, or ULX in short. It's 10 million times as bright as the sun. Yes, 10 million times. And it's very difficult to figure out, mainly because it's a lawbreaker in the world of physics. And according to scientists, its existence is impossible. To understand why, let's talk about a concept in astronomy, the Eddington limit. It's a rule in astrophysics, which is a branch of astronomy. The law talks about the brightness of objects. It determines how bright something of a given size can be, and it puts a limit on this brightness. It says that an object can only be so bright before it breaks apart. But a new study is out. It's based on a ULX ultraluminous X-ray source. The object is 12 million light years away from us, and it's 10 million times as bright as the sun. This is baffling scientists because it exceeds the Eddington limit by hundreds. How can an object like this exist? And why hasn't it exploded yet? Scientists are now trying to understand the object, and they're coming up with different theories. At first, they thought it was just an optical illusion. They believed they saw something that doesn't exist. But that wasn't true. Later, they thought the object was a black hole, but that was wrong as well. Now scientists have reached a new conclusion. They believe it holds more weight. They say ULX is a neutron star. In other words, leftover bits of stars like our sun. And it's quite strong, or in terms of astronomy, quite dense, because of its intense gravity, which is 100 trillion times stronger than that of Earth. This means a ULX can pull something with much more force than the Earth can towards it. And that pull has a lot to do with the brightness of a ULX. Whenever it pulls any material onto its surface, there is an explosive effect. Sounds complicated, and it is. But imagine something as small and light as a marshmallow. Even if that were dropped on the surface of a ULX.
Let me play that right here.
С подвала. И как они с нами обращались, слышать? С подвала. И как...
That don't let me play it.
Agency, and we also own a production company, so we create our own radio and TV commercials in-house. And I can tell you that if I was going to produce a war, it would look similar to this.
Sign. And that particular moment, that type of light is a cycle that started at your birth. And your body knows when that is. You might not know, but your subconscious body knows. And it takes an electrical charge from a combination of the sun and the moon's electromagnetic energy and charges this up while it's in your solar plexus. That's why it's called your solar plexus. Ever wonder that? Interesting how every doctor around the world, no matter what culture you come from, points to this weird spot where your rib cage comes together in the center of your body, and they say, oh yeah, that's the solar plexus. But no one ever asks why it's called that. That's why it's called the solar plexus. It's a very specific glandular spot. Anyway, George Carey will go on and point this out. The pineal gland is the pinnacle of the temple, the modus operandi in which the oil of the spinal cord reaches the pineal gland and is described in what follows. There is no name under heaven whereby ye may be saved except Jesus Christ did, or christened, and then crucified. The correct rendering of the text in Greek. Every 29.5 days, when the moon is in the sign of the zodiac that the sun was in at the birth of the native, there is a seed, a psychophysical germ, born in the or out of the solar plexus, also known as the manger. And this seed is taken up by the nerves or branches of the pneumogastric nerve and becomes the fruit of the tree of life, or the tree of good and evil. Good, if saved and cast upon the waters, circulation to reach the pineal gland, and it's known as evil if eaten or consumed in sexual expression on the physical plane, or by alcoholic drinks or gluttony that causes fermentation or acid and even alcohol in the intestinal tract. Thus, in quotes, no drunkard can inherit the kingdom of heaven. For acids and alcohol cut or chemically split the oil that unites with the mineral salts in the body and thus produces the monthly seed and transmutate your sex energy accordingly. Now, he's not talking about celibacy. He's talking about knowing the body and using that energy at the right time for the right things going on. The seed, having the odor of fish, was called Jesus, or iktos, which is Greek for fish, and nun, N-U-N, Hebrew for of life. I am the bread that came down from heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. So many of us have seen Egypt, natural body, kingdom of earth, Apollyon, the devil, lived spelled backwards, Satan. Saturn governs the bowels. During the first 300 years of the Christian era, all has been above written was understood by the real Christians, and about the end of time, the persecution of the Essenes by the priesthood came fighting over the writings of the primitive Christians who clothed the wonders of the human body in oriental imaginary imagery that the council sometimes by a bare majority voted and decided which of the manuscripts were quote unquote the word of God and which were not. So we all know that the Council of Nicaea was where the Bible was canonized, edited, huge parts of it were taken out and other parts were written in, which is pretty obvious to see. There was supposedly 12 disciples, but there's only 4 accounts of them in the Bible, the 4 Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Well, where's the other 8? Well, they were all there, but they were conveniently edited out for all kinds of political reasons. The very important point in the minds of those ignorant priests, whether or not an angel had wings, was decided in favor of wings by the 3 majority. The minority contended that as Jacob let down the ladder for the angels to descend and ascend upon, it was a prima facie evidence that the angels do not have wings. Okay, what he's talking about there in that paragraph is that Jacob's ladder was not a real event that some man named Jacob witnessed. Jacob's ladder was a story, an allegory that talked about the spine, the ladder that angels went up and down are the 33 vertebrae of the spine. And angels are angles of light. They're also called messengers in Hebrew. The point is that Jacob's ladder is not a story of a man named Jacob. When you read multiple spiritual traditions from all over the world from different sacred texts, you can't help but realize that they're always talking in metaphor or parable or allegory. So the Bible should be no different. And there's certain people that want to take it literally, but you're talking about something spiritual. And so the only way to get at something abstract is to put it in some sort of language, some sort of story, or some sort of way to reference the context of it. So spiritual texts are almost always referred to the influence of the signs of the zodiac upon the earth. And as one sign rising every 2 hours forms a circle every 24 hours, the 24 elders of Revelation, the outer stars of the rising suns, S-U-N, rising suns, and sons, S-O-N-S. Catching on, he asks, to the last sons of the sign ascending. So, okay, there's 2 meanings. There is the ladder, which, like I said before, is the human spine, in which the prodigal son of the sacred oil, or Christos, travels up and down to offer healing and enlightenment to the human form. And then there's also the heel catcher, the word, the name Jacob. And in very ancient zodiacs, you'll see a man drawn in the center of them, where his...
Moving right along.
Germany. It's become the first major economy to enter recession, but only a few economies in the world are currently in recession. However, that's not stopped people from worrying about possible recession in the future. A multi-nation survey by polling agency Ipsos has found that fears about recession far more widespread than actual recession itself. An economy is said to be in recession when it contracts for 2 consecutive quarters. So, more than half the people surveyed in about 26 countries felt that their country was in recession, even though that was not the case, except in Germany and Hungary. Only a quarter of the people surveyed felt that their country was safe. About 80% of the people in South Korea felt their country was in recession, even though the country averted recession in the first 3 months of this year. In the United Kingdom, 46% of those surveyed felt their country was in recession. That was not the case. Only in 3 countries, that's the Netherlands, Australia, and Singapore, more people felt that their economy is doing well.
Service Corporation, the United States Service Corporation, has been leaned and has been leaned since September 11, 2018. That's why the shutdown occurred, and that's why it's going to continue to remain so. Prophet Noble Drew Ali said industry is going to come to a close and it's going to open up in favor of the Moors, meaning when it opens, Moors, you will be in control. We are not going to allow the Albions who are here violating all the supreme laws of the land to violate us any longer. Oh, we'll put it back up. We'll bring it in. Anyway, I have a message. I have a directive. I have a command. And we are the government here in Morocco. This affidavit is to inform you all corporate citizens doing business as clerks, judges, attorneys, policy enforcers, sheriffs, and all others doing business as law enforcement on our land that your corporate trusteeship has been terminated effective January 9th, 2019. I'm going to say that again. You've been terminated from all of your capacity, every piece of it, January 9th, 2019. We, the Moorish American Nationals, are the administrators, executors, claimants, creditors, heirs, beneficiaries, and trustees, one to one another of our own vast estate. We have delivered to the former United States Service Corporation fiduciary Javida Carranza, a copy of the enclosed affidavit of termination of trusteeship, which is confirmed receipt on that day, January 9th, 2019, as indicated. USPS tracking 7018 1130 0002 11259 1919. That document, that lawful termination, is also located on the Facebook group that every Moor needs to get needs to join, because it has all of your liberation documentation right there. What do I mean when I say that? I'll continue that when I'm done. Jovita Carranza has received her command to issue 100 million in gold and silver-backed lawful coinage from the United States Treasury to each and all Moors at North America by way of the de jure Moorish National Republic federal government. She has been commanded to issue 100 million in gold and silver-backed lawful currency to the Moorish National Republic federal government. Did I read that twice, y'all? I think I did. The ancestors wanted me to kind of go home in on that. And she is to issue an additional 100 million in gold-backed silver currency, lawful coinage to the Moorish American Consulate so we can build the temple of the moon and sun and govern as our ancestors have commanded it. You are each and all former trustees as now constitutional custodians only and not trustees. You are not administrators. You are not executors. You are not creditors. You are not claimants. You are not heirs nor beneficiaries. You are hereby notified that all Moorish American nationals held within your custody, are now accepted into the jurisdictional custody in physical custody and international and territorial custody of the Moorish National Republic federal government in our Article 3 courts. That's the Moorish American Consular Court at Morocco. Article 3 jurisdiction, the only jurisdiction here at this order to some degree is being followed by many, but not by all. We're at the Moorish American is operating unlawfully on American soil, seize all arms, firearms, weapons, because they are not supposed to be operating in any capacity on our land. We need that help. We require, where was I? The only federal agency allowed free egress on the land of the American states is the U.S. Marshal Service. Sheriff caps and bracketed in payment of the stipulated reparations. Such crimes shall also be considered contract default, increasing the public debt subject to bounty. Here, creating bounties on you, Moors. They got bounties on their head right now, based on every violation. That's why you have to declare and proclaim your nationality and state in affidavit format the injury that has been placed upon you and sent to the Moorish American Consul. Any and all corporate officers of the United States or any successor organizations inheriting federal service contracts who support, condone, and promote such criminal crimes against the American states or against the American state citizens shall be subject to arrest and prosecution for commercial and violent crimes. All foreign officials operating as elected or appointed officials of the United States of America minor who support, condone, and promote such crimes against the American states or against American state citizens shall be subject to arrest, confiscation of their assets, and deportation to Puerto Rico, Guam, or other such states as may be willing to receive them. Such foreign officials include members of the American of the American and British Bar Associations who were licensed to act as privateers against the interests of the American state and the American state citizens from 1845 to 2013 in flagrant breach of trust. They stopped at 2013 because those contracts and those authorities were dissolved, terminated. All such licenses are now extinguished. Members of the Bar Association are required to cease and desist assaults against the American states and the American state citizens and shall be subject to arrest, confiscation, deportation, and otherwise. There's a lot of violations going on in Morocco by these individuals claiming to have such authority still, and they don't have it. Stop contracting. You can't even contract with them. It's like going to Walmart and asking them to represent you as a Moorish American national. They have no authority, and they all are probably part of those 60,000 indictments waiting. Insomuch as corporate officers operating the United States of America Incorporated in the United States have contrived under conditions of fraud and deceit to revenue the estates of the American states and living American state citizens to the foreign jurisdiction of the United States America minor. I'm going to read that again because that is where the important part is. Insomuch as corporate officers operating the United States of America Incorporated, that's a service corporation, in the United States, all caps, have contrived under conditions of fraud, deceit, and semantic deceit to revenue, which is hypothecate, the estates, your estates, of the American states and living American state citizens to the foreign jurisdiction of the United States of America minor. They are found guilty of capital crimes, including acts of fraud and treason committed between 1933 and 1945 and are condemned posthumously. I can't say posthumously. Insomuch as elected officials operating the United States of America minor have simultaneously or similarly committed war crimes against the American states and their peaceful inhabitants during the same time period. They are both condemned from the beginning. No enforcement upon American state estate or American state citizens is owed as a result of any act or any Congress operating as the foreign government of the United States of America minor, nor the board of directors or board of trustees of any incorporated entity whatsoever. All those E-states and capital E-states erroneously believed to represent the American state and American state citizens, and which were conveyed by fraud and legal deceit to the United States of America minor, and more recently to the city-state of the United Nations, are revenued without exception to the geographically defined American states and the American state citizens, where they shall remain in perpetuity as assets belonging to the rightful and lawful beneficiaries. Your property has already been reconveyed to you because they took it away from themselves. They said it's yours now. This is why you claim it. This is why you title it. This is why you put a trust in it. They're operating in violation because they were told to sit down. When he said all these states, I want to get to the part. Reconvenued all your estates, all your property, all your wealth, all your resources, mineral, gold, everything has been revenued, without exception to the geographically defined American states and the American state citizens, where they have remained in perpetuity as assets belonging to the rightful and lawful heirs. That's you, Morris. You already have been reconveyed the property. Title it, put it in a trust, and put it on the public record. All legal fiction entities, however structured and named after the American state citizens and the American states and American state citizens, are returned to them in their control, free and clear of any debt, promise, encumbrance, or obligation alleged against them as a result of false claims made in their behalf by officers of the United States of America Incorporated or the United States Inc., all caps, or by any foreign officials operating the United States of America minor or the United Nations city-state falsely claiming to represent them or have jurisdiction over them. I'm going to post that later, just so y'all have it. Note that the current circumstances is in part the result of criminal activities engaged over 150 years ago, which resulted in the commercial enslavement of African Americans, branded Moorish American nationals, branded African Americans who were summarily claimed as chattel backing the U.S. government debt in the wake of the Civil War. So the Moors were denationalized and tagged as a African American after the Civil War to pay their freaking debt back from the war. Despite every act of abolition and declaration of prohibition against both slavery, it has been the policy of the U.S.
Marco.
Damn, Obi.
Too much corona mass ejection in the ozone layer. It's getting eradicated. They be like, Marco, gon' keep it player. Pushing on P's, they be like, nigga, you can't even be from the street. Did this shit to the T. Got them eyes across a cup of tea. They ain't even gon' be, cause we gon' sit at the table, little nigga, we gon' feed her. They said I'm vibrating too low. Bitch, I'm straight for the street. A nigga need to raise it up, I guess. I'ma elevate it to the ground. I moved up to a couple pounds. Wanna see a nigga fall back down. I'ma see it on the nigga, I'ma win no matter what I do. Elevated, they were like, nigga, no cap, gon' keep it true. Feel like a bitch coat, set it off 22, no rule. I'ma take the bitch ocean blue. Record deal, oh, goddamn, body let the freestyle get loose. I'm the animator, long nigga, they ain't even got no charisma. Charismatic, that's why she want me up in, I'm always hitting on.
Damn, Obi.
You already know they really wanna capture me. I'm straight from the 19 galaxy. Tell about the sexual alchemy. When she comes, she finna start manifesting. Hold up, they be stressing cause they say they got blessings. Camera, back out for the way that we step in. The real nigga in the beat, you ain't gotta guess it. Low vibrate on, but don't need the Holy Spirit for protection. I'm getting to the the esoteric shit and break it down in section. You was talking about the triple dog, this is a space, you know we got some questions. Ain't nothing no regret, and they like
Damn, Obi.
too much corona mass injections in the ozone layer. It's getting eradicated. They were like, Marco, go keep the player. When I push it on beat, they were like, nigga, you can't even beat from the street. I did this shit to the T. Now them eyes across a cup of tea. They ain't even won't be. Cause we gon' sit at the table, a nigga, we gon' feed. They say I'm vibrating too low. Bitch, I'm straight from the street. A nigga need to raise it up, I guess. I'm elevated to the crown. I moved up to a couple pounds. They wanna see a nigga fall back down.
Pay attention to the similarities. Just look at the similarities. So I'm gonna drive my point home. See that right there? Pay attention to the similarities. Just look. Pay attention to the similarities. Look. See that right there? Pay attention to the similarities. Just look. I'm ready to go in on this. Here we go. Look at the similarities, and I'm ready to go in. Pause. So let me say this to y'all real fast. First and foremost, let me just tell you this. People that think this went on for 400 years or 2,000 years or 3,000 years, you just don't understand the angelic being that you truly are. And it also shows your ignorance when it comes down to thinking that you're the only life form on the planet that has intelligence. That is another thing. Now, let me say this. When this thing first started with us, right? We were a lot taller. We wasn't big. Big was not our thing. We were taller, slender, built because we were more breatharians on the planet than we were actually herbivores, meaning that we was eating fruits and vegetables. We actually ate the sun and drank a little bit of water. I told you, we don't eat from the earth. We feed the earth. This is what we do. We feed all life on throughout the entire galaxy, to be truthful and honest with you. That's what separates us from all. We eat directly from the sun. So anyway, when this entity, the Draco race, Palladians, all those that switched side, was doing genetic grafting, right, and splicing, they created what you would call today giants. And what happened with us, we all shrunk. Everybody shrunk on this planet. You know why? Because the oxygen level has dropped on the planet. And people don't understand, like, what do you mean by the oxygen level? We still breathe it. No, we don't. Let me explain. We're starting to breathe now. There's more oxygen coming into the planet now because the ozone layer is being removed. However, by us being so densified, and let me give an example. What does the brain need? What does the brain needs to grow? It needs minerals and it needs oxygen. This is what the brain needs, and it needs to be in a relaxed state and not flight or freeze mode, so the brain can expand, and more importantly, your frontal lobe. So what's happening is you have veins, arteries, and you have inferior arteries inside of that flows through your body, more importantly to your brain. And those inferior small arteries get clogged up, what you will call ischemia, and it limits the oxygenated rich blood to flow to certain areas of the brain for it to expand. More importantly, your frontal lobe. So this is why 99% of us is stuck in our miniature brain, which is the cerebellum, which is at the top of the 33 vertebrae. This is where you get 33-degree Masons from. So again, I'm a controller head as they move around. I'm a controller head as they moved around with the body. I'm a controller mind so I can control the body. Now, People think this went on for 400 years, 2,000 years. No, this went on for over 300,000 Gregorian calendar years. We are divine people. We sit outside of time, space, because time is nothing but past, present, and future. You understand? We sit outside of time. You understand? We are all within. It's no time doesn't exist with people that don't pass away. We don't die. You understand? This is not our first time being here. However, these giants were created. These was the first that was created that we had problems with in the very beginning. And as time went on, they started to fade away. We don't have any animal DNA. So this is why I'm telling you, the Draco species, the Palladians, you think these people are 5'11". Some of them are short, but those Draco species, they are tall. They're like almost pretty much, they're like giants to us right now, and they look like giants to us, but they're not short, small, what you would see a little ET on a wall. Some of them are like that, yes, but the Draco species, no. And I do believe the Palladians are not like that as well. I believe they're like giants as well. However, again, people think this went on for 200, 400, 2,000 years, 4,000 years. No, it did not. This went on way longer than that. And it's actually an insult to you, being an angelic being, to actually believe that it took them 400 years, or let's just say 1,000 years, to get you in the conditions that we are in today. These giants were the first ones to be created. These humanoids right here, these was the first ones to be created. So when I tell you that there's people that there are remnants and bones of giants that was 36 feet tall, some of them 56 feet tall, you understand, or even bigger. Right here, we don't have any animal DNA. What is that you see right there? Huh? What is that you see right there? And this is early as when they first invented cameras. Look at this. This is when they first invented. This is what they call Bigfoot, the giant. But Bigfoot is nothing but a created species that was in a laboratory. You understand? And now you don't see none of them. That doesn't mean that they don't still exist, but you don't see any of them. Only thing you see is what? The genetic mutation off of them, which is the white man, the Arab man, and the Asian man. This is why in the Smithsonian, they don't allow you or any geologist or paleontologist to study those bones and matches them, because those bones will match DNA with the current species of the day, especially black people. They will not allow you, they would have not allowed black scientists to study those giants' bones. In fact, they dumped a lot of the bones that they found here in America. The Navy dumped them inside of the ocean. They never made it to the Smithsonian. See, this is what you don't understand. This has been going on for quite some time, and we have shrunk as a species. But now we're growing back. That's why they can tell you right now the corpus callosum in the brain is in some children's brain that are born are further up beyond the 33 vertebrae. It's always been past the 33 vertebrae, but it's sitting more, is raising, because the brain itself, the top of the brain, the neocortex of the brain is expanding. It's expanding because of the oxygen that's now coming into the planet. You see plants growing different. You see things in nature moving and growing different that you didn't see before. You're going to see giants. The reason why you're going to see giants is because they're not only just coming from another dimension, but the oxygen level on the planet is increasing exponentially. Listen, I value my people. Again, listen, do your own research. Don't take my word for any of this. Please go do your own research on this. There's plenty of information on here. It's plenty of information out here to show you that they've been hiding giants from you for quite some time. And a lot of the giants were over here in America. This is what y'all don't realize. A lot of the giants was here in America. Y'all just don't understand that. But I value my brothers and sisters. My people, abundance, woman, child, and man, cosmos and earth, eternal light, each one reach one. This is how we grow. I see you, my brothers and sisters. Yeah, Sunblood, you already know. However, this video that I'm going to play is from a sister. Let me show you her YouTube channel, the Arc Moon Goddess. And she had sent me a video that she recorded. This is from down in Alabama. And I told y'all that there is an infrared lens that is built inside of your camera, that when you record the sky, record the sun, it's going to pick up other objects. Now, I want to tell you what the cell phone companies are doing. They are literally changing the infrared frequency or the infrared in your camera, so that way that the objects in the sky you won't pick up as clearly. So that's why some phones can pick it up, and a lot of your newer phones, a lot of these newer phones that are coming out, you're not going to be picking up. You're not going to pick up as much. But what's happening is the changes that's taking place on the planet are happening so rapidly, right, that they can't keep up with the changes. So regardless of what people are saying, regardless of what people think, these people have no power. They have no control. And like I told you, 2023 is going to be the year of the bull crap. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be the year of the bullshit. So I want to play this video. First and foremost, you're going to see two lens flare. Let me see something. Okay, here we go. Let me let it play. Pause. Let me show you this right here. You see it's two lens flares. If you can look right there, you see the bright one, bright yellowish one, and then right below it, there's the faded one. And then when you look at the sun that she is recording, the light that they call the sun, which is a generator that's generating energy from our central sun, our core sun, you can see that it's pulsating. It's a dot that's in the middle, and as well as their object at between the 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock position. And she is recording this. This is from Alabama. Let me finish playing this. Look at that. Amazing. Amazing. So you see when she zoomed back, still pulsating. That's a red sky. Years out. Abundance. Look at that. Look at that. Everything has increased and accelerated exponentially on this planet, my people. Everything. Everything. Look at that. Come on. I guess that's something wrong with her camera, huh? I guess that's something wrong with her camera. Oh. Look at that. Even when she was looking at it, she was look at the spraying to try to obfuscate the objects. So even when she was recording, she was shocked and surprised, like, wow, like this is what's happening. Yeah. In your skies. In your skies. Well, you're not shocked and surprised no more. Nobody should be. And remember when I told you, oh, that's not even a chemtrail plane. Yizzo, that's not even a chemtrail plane. That's us. See, the chemtrails, the smoke stays up there and then it spreads out. Those right there, they're not chemtrail planes. They work with us. When you see that line of smoke, but it dissipates, it doesn't stay up there. No, they working with us. Look at this. Amazing. Amazing. Huh? Amazing. If you want to say we shift dimensions, that's fine. But what happened is Earth is being pulled back to the center of the universe. Earth is being pulled, and we're being pulled around our brothers and sisters that's on other, what you would call planets or other realms. And all the walls, all the barriers that kept us separated from us not seeing a parallel universe, as all of that is coming down. That's why nature is now doing what? Nature is turning against them. I told y'all this in videos a long time ago that nature was going to turn against them. I told y'all this, and it's happening at an accelerating rate. You got the killer whales that they call killer whales because it's black and they white, so they call them killer whales. Yeah, but guess what's happening with them? They are turning. They are literally turning on the people. More importantly, the European people. They are turning. They are attacking boats. So at this particular time and moment, that they are willing to risk their lives. They are willing to risk their lives. You know what I'm saying? They don't mind being cut. They don't mind, having a fin or something to tore off from them. They don't care. Long as they sink the boat. long as they sink the boat. The same thing with honeybees. When a honeybee releases stinger, it passes away. They don't care. They beyond that now. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. So, you know, this ain't a mirror image. The one time that I show a picture up here that's a mirror image, you know, people go, the bots come out of nowhere. See, but what I told you is that I know that y'all look for fault colors. You know what I mean? Polychromatic. I know y'all try to look for fault colors in me because you know why? I've been on this since day one, and y'all ain't nothing. Y'all not creative, but it's okay. You either not you're not you either my genetics not creative. You understand? And you're a believer, not a knower. See, you believe when you believe something that come from the outside in. See, you believe that you black. You believe that you are Moor. You believe that you are Negro. You believe that you African American. You believe that you are that you a thug. You believe that you a thought. You believe that you a ride or die this. You believe all that shit. See, it's a difference from believing and knowing. See, I know that I'm an angelic, benevolent being, and I came here to be a reminder and remove all the darkness on this planet and to assist with the awareness and the rebuild of our planet. I know that already. See, that's a no versus a believe. See, when you believe, you utter things out your mouth that's unintelligent. You see, and again, like I said, this is no hatred towards nobody else. I don't have, but I just, you know, you don't got to come on my video. You ain't got to tell me about, you know what I mean. You ain't got to try to correct me about what I'm seeing in the sky. You don't got to do none of that. Do your own thing. Go on your video and do it. Because when I was doing this 4 years ago, I was crazy. I was off my rocker. It was pseudoscience. You know what I mean? When I was doing this. But now everybody is starting to all the stuff that you believed in, everything that you believed in is going to have to go out the window now. Go out the window. So I value my brothers and sisters. Y'all can go check out her YouTube channel. I don't know if this is I think this is the only video. This is the only video that I clicked on because she had shared this with me and she asked me to check it out. And this is an amazing video. And this is happening not just in her city, her state, but this is happening across the planet. Across the planet. They're not going to sit up underneath the sun like that no more because the intensity of the sun feels different on them right now as opposed to us. The sun is actually frying away their human part of their brain. You're going to go back to you're going to go back to your organic original state. Now, I don't know what that looked like, but for me, that's the sun in the universe walking in the flesh, baby. My soul, my ethereal body is going to fuse with my physical body. See, and those that can't make that fusion, though you keep thinking it's about you drinking tea and saying hi to people and you ain't causing no violence. Keep thinking that's the reason, that's the way your body is going to fuse, your soul is going to fuse with your body. Keep thinking that, oh, I'm drinking tea. Oh, I ain't causing no violence. I ain't doing this, that, and the third. You crazy as hell. Keep thinking that's the case. You know what I'm saying? It goes far deeper than that. Far deeper than that. This planet is moving into an era where as though those that are creative, those that understand the power of their individuality, but also understand the power of collectiveness. And if you can't, whatever you're doing as an individual doesn't contribute to the collectiveness of the species, your ass won't be here. There's no need for you. What I need you for? See, every species in nature takes care of themselves and inadvertently take care of other species. See, every species in nature, honeybees take care of honeybees, flies take care of flies, certain fish take care of certain fish, birds, certain birds, they all take care of their species. And what happens is inadvertently they contribute to other species on the planet. So with whatever you're doing as an individual, if it's not something that's contributing not only to the planet but the entire solar system, you won't be here. You will watch greatness, you will witness greatness, but you won't experience it. So call it what you want. Man, I value my brothers and sisters. See, this is a reality check, and this is happening fast, exponentially. Abundance to you all. Woman, child, and man, cosmos and earth, eternal light. Each one reach one. This is how we grow.
Guess who the bees are attacking?
Stand still, stand still. Stand still. Stand still, stand still. Don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. Don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that! There's so many bees. There's so many bees. In my ear. I'm getting stuck. I'm getting stuck. I'm getting stuck. I'm getting stuck.
He said, "Bee stop, bee stop."
Live here in Encino, where a man is walking down the street. We believe he's some kind of officer or city worker after a swarm of bees attacked him. At one point, he was on the ground trying to swat these bees away, it seems. There is a fire truck there on the scene. He's been walking apparently away from the scene. Apparently, they were responding to a call of somebody else being attacked by bees in Encino. That person was transported. We have video earlier of the scene here. Let's go ahead and take a look at that video. There is that man. There's some kind of uniform, perhaps a city worker of some sort. And the bees still around him here. It's that other car backing up to get out of the way. Poor guy, they're swatting these away.
Poor guy.
Eventually, he hurts himself. He does get up. He does get up. There is
It's like somebody.
on the scene. The other officer there in the car apparently not getting out of the vehicle. Perhaps the bees are still.
He can't even hold his partner out.
This man, again, video here, does get up, and at the current point in time, he is walking down the street, perhaps trying to get away still from those bees. The fire truck people have not gotten out of their truck as well, but you really feel for this guy here and can't imagine. Gosh!
Blood transfusion would solve one problem, but now we're still left with her pancreas shutting down as well.
Attacked our mom on Mother's Day.
Oh. And our brother, if he don't understand what's going on, he about the dumbest. He not getting attacked.
Are black. So they have, all right. Caucasus Mountains, right? They call them Caucasians. They also call them black.
Okay.
Okay, so their Caucasians are black.
So they have, all right.
You just call non-white people black, basically.
Okay.
So, but how hilarious is it that their Caucasians are also called black, but they're only called Caucasians because they're from the Caucasus Mountains. The fact that we call
so that's like calling Steve Nash African.
Yes.
Okay.
Because he's from South Africa. Yes, but those are the people that are actually from the Caucasus Mountain region.
Got it.
Right? So it's kind of weird why we even call Caucasians in America.
There was 3 races apparently. There was Caucasoid,
Mongoloid, Negroid.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't want to say it. You can say
It's okay.
Negroid.
I said,
Dude. Negroid is the final boss in Metroid. You got to play that video game as a kid. Okay. So basically, so Caucasian we misuse. We should just use Caucasoid, but it's Caucasian. Okay.
They made a whole characteristic. Now check this out. They even took away all the antiquity of the ancients and replaced them with European versions. They literally took away all the dark-skinned versions of all the apostles, the artwork, all the antiquity, and replaced it with European fair-skinned counterparts, changing the vision of Yeshua completely and giving him the face of Caesar Augustus. That's the guy that you see with kind of like the brown hair perm. Like this. We can even type in Abraham right now on Google and it would show all these European men. Now, we got to ask ourselves, why is that a problem? It's a problem because why is it popping up so much? We know that, number one, they wouldn't even be close to European, but number two, they'd be more resembling of African people because everyone from the Fertile Crescent, beyond that, were black and brown people.
3 things people don't like about Mashiach.
Tell you 3 things that people are uncomfortable about the Messiah, especially Christians, those who have not come to the complete truth of the Torah and of the children of Israel in the Messianic way, the Netzarim. These are 3 things that they find uncomfortable about the truth of the Messiah. Firstly, they find it uncomfortable that the fact that his name's not Jesus and his name is Yehoshua, meaning Yah is salvation. Secondly, they don't like the fact that Yehoshua said you got to keep the commandments and the statutes and the laws. Okay, that's faith and works. They don't like that. And the third thing is they always have a problem with his skin color. They don't like the fact that he's black. Okay, so these are 3 things that people struggle with, and they say, does it really matter? Yes, it does.
Rural areas did not have these required forms of documentation, leaving them without proof of U.S. citizenship. The new law,
leaving them without proof of U.S. citizenship. Hold on. Are y'all listening? This is 2016, by the way. Are y'all listening? See, this is the reason why these people don't want me to talk about it, because I can go deeper than this. I can go a lot deeper than this. And I will. And I will. So think about that now. If they weren't citizens, they couldn't verify who they were. Wait a minute, so how could they verify that they're Native American? Wait a minute, if they didn't have even 7 forms of identification, hold on. How did they become Native Americans if they didn't have? Wait a minute, think about this now. Put it together. Put it together. You understand what I'm saying? Now, all of a sudden, you able to be on a reservation. You able to be considered a particular Native American tribe that's associated with the, what? The government. So be a part of a particular nation that the government verifies that is federally recognized by the government. But wait a minute, then turn around and y'all don't have no identification? Uh-oh. It's up. Hold up. It's up. This is another reason why I'm telling y'all that, yeah, some of them are mad. Now, a lot of them, once again, not all of them, a lot of them know I'm speaking the truth. It's just a certain few that don't want this information out.
We're in the Americas. Negroes was in the Caribbean.
I see Dr. Umar is finally waking up. Choctaw Advocate. Shout out to David. There go his name right there so you guys can follow him. Disenfranchised the Negroes, sent him back to Africa? Absurd. Impossible. More than $1 billion worth of United States real estate, which he owns in his name in the United States, is not easily to be taken from him. Besides, the Negro, that's us, is not an African. He is an American. African is a misnomer. African is a misnomer. African is a misnomer. Why try to send him to a country which is not his own? So when we tell y'all this is our land, we have no reason to lie to y'all. This is from the Choctaw Advocate.
These two nationalities are dark skinned. Just because both of them are dark skinned don't mean that they are the same species. There are indeed two different species of Native Americans. God made two separate species of Native Americans inside of America. Who are not the
Just
same.
like
Asians
Who are
and
not the
Africans
same
are next door to each other, God made some Indians that are two different species or two different kinds that are next door to each other. These are not the same two species. Oh, here we go again. These are not the same two species. Cubans and Mexicans are not the same. These are two different animals, two different creatures, two different species of Indians. The Mexicans are a different species than the Cubans. Look. There goes my Guatemalan homies. That's right. The Guatemalan holding it down with their dark skin, but they ain't the same as a Jamaican. That's right. The Guatemalans are a different species than the Jamaicans. Jamaicans are Jamaicans, Guatemalans are Guatemalan species. Uh-oh, there goes the Brazilians, the lovely Brazilian people. Also different than the Haitian people. The Haitian people and the Brazilian people are two different people, two different monkeys.
Why do you say monkeys?
Belize ain't Dominican Republic. Belize ain't Dominican Republic. Belize ain't Dominican Republic. Belize is a country below Mexico. These are the same as Mexicans. The Spanish lighten up the skin of all the Mexicans. The Mexicans all had dark skin before the Spanish invaded them. Mexicans had dark skin. The same thing happened to the Ecuadorians. The Ecuadorians were all dark-skinned, chilling in their huts. And then Columbus came and tried to get it in there. Listen, the Spanish came and lightened up the skin. The Spanish was the ones that made all of the Ecuadorians speak Spanish and have light skin. My Colombians kicking it. My Colombians doing their thing. Look at them Colombians with their beautiful dark skin. The Spanish couldn't get all them. The Spanish could not get all them. Look at that dark skin. The Spanish weren't all that powerful. They were mainly mining for gold. That's the story they don't tell you. The Spanish are mining for gold. Y'all know the Mexicans were dark-skinned now. I don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all know the Mexicans were some dark-skinned people who was a different motherfucking species than the Southern Black American. The Southern Black American is some different shit than the Mexican. There goes the Southern Black American right there. Oh, I mean the Dominican Republic, who is the same species as the Southern Black American, the Puerto Rican, the Cuban, the Jamaican, the Haitian, all the same as the Dominican Republic and the Southern Black human being. Uh-oh, there goes the Cuban, who is also the same as the Southern Black, the Jamaican, the Haitian, and the Puerto Rican. The Cubans are not the same as the Mexicans. The Cubans are not the same as the Mexicans. Oh, there goes the Puerto Rican. Lovely Puerto Rican who is the same as the Southern Black. The Puerto Rican is the same as the Southern Black.
People sit here with their guns. Mostly we try to do it on the north wind or whenever we're coming this way, so we could get our seal in or...
Okay, so you're hunting from here. This is sort of like...
Yeah, look, you can see someone's seat.
Okay, so they're waiting for SEALs to come in?
Yeah.
And they're doing that using shotguns?
No. 223 is the preferred caliber.
Okay, so you hunt the SEAL, you hit it, it comes into the sea, and then you bring it up to shore.
We got SEAL hooks too. We wind it, throw it out, hook the SEAL, bring it in, gut it up right on the beach and bring the meat home.
Okay, so you were telling me that line over there is Russia.
Russia, yeah.
That's all Russia right there.
Russia. Yeah, pretty much. It's just right there.
And you were telling me Russians used to come over. You're native, so you're people basically.
Yeah.
Siberian Yupik.
Siberian Yupik.
Siberian.
We used to have a festival each year. I think it stopped 95. I believe was the date it stopped.
Okay, so they would come over across the ice or like by boat or what?
Skin boat.
Skin boat on the ice. Walrus hide boat. No way.
Yes way.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Do you think it will come back ever, or just the relations between the countries are so bad that it's...
Some of the youngers, they're trying to bring that back, bring dancing and share of our culture, how it changed through the years.
And this island I was reading is the 6th biggest in the United States.
Oh, awesome.
St. Lawrence is massive. And flying in here, you can see how huge it is. It stretches forever.
Yeah, and we just take
So they're Siberians.
Right. So when you live here, do you go off into the countryside much, or you just?
Oh yeah, I love. When I was younger, my uncles used to bring me. We'd go all over the side of the island. They would show which camps used to be there and where they used to hunt, travel. Different clans, basically.
So does everyone sort of has to get along here with one another? I'm sure there are always problems whenever you put a bunch of people together, but you guys really rely on each other.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Everyone knows everyone.
Everybody knows everyone. Yeah.
So do you have like a police force or anything?
Oh yeah, VPSOs, village police safety officers.
Okay.
Some people do get in trouble, yeah, but not as often as everywhere else.
These people, according to them, whether Aztlan really existed, it could be a myth or if it's true. But according to them, it was in the northwest from Tenochtitlan. Tenochtitlan is in Mexico City today, central Mexico. And so to the northwest of that was allegedly Aztlan, right? They were told by the god Huitzilopochtli that they would find their promised land when they witness a golden eagle devouring a serpent upon a prickly pear cactus. And that's why that's the symbol in the middle of the Mexican flag. So
that's true. That's partially true.
So when they came from the north, there was already established civilizations here that were not related to them.
Population of Black America lose their collective inheritance to their rights to belong in America. When the population of America receive any form of United States government benefits or grants without direct collateral for payment exchange, benefits of food stamps, medical care, organizational funding, housing, federal grants, etc. The funds are charged against the value of soil in the land trust belonging to the people of America. As the debt incurred increases, the United States deducts its payment for services from the inherited soil wealth belonging to the people of America. United States releases the soil from the Amerindian Public Land Trust to the United States as free land to be developed into new real estate. Today, the United States alleges that the people of America can no longer be honored under the United States Land Trust because they, as a collective, have used up all the real estate value of the 700 million acres claimed by the United States in North America. People of America, as Black Americans, have not maintained their independent support systems to sustain themselves with their soil. Therefore, are domestic wards under the jurisdiction of the U.S. As of November 2016, under President Barack Obama, Amerindian people, aka Black America, lost their recognition to be recognized as a collective of people still living in the United States as American Indians or Negro. Today, people of America are to consider themselves as refugees in America under the United States. People of America are a people who no longer has soil to belong to. To the world, they are dependents/wards to the United States. The Anasazi/Negro man as a leader of his people is moot. However, this position is totally voluntary until challenged by preciousness.
Okay, hold on here. So Barack Obama, what he's saying is Barack Obama pretty much signed it in that we no longer have possession of the land. And all people thought Barack Obama was on our side. Wow. So they pretty much said, hey, you haven't claimed anything and you're not claiming anything. So it doesn't matter. You're refugees now or prisoners of war on your own land. Wow. We got something to fight for, brothers and sisters.
Did you know that latest research showed that Native Americans might actually have come from Siberia? The DNA of Native Americans were traced all the way to Siberia, which shows that Native Americans and Native Siberians might be related, and Native Americans might have actually migrated from Siberia. So you guys in America might actually be true Siberians.
The NAACP issuing a travel warning for the state of Florida. And this is all in response to what the group calls, quote, aggressive attempts by Governor Ron DeSantis to erase Black history and to restrict diversity and inclusion programs in Florida schools. Earlier this year, DeSantis rejecting students' access to AP African American Studies in all Florida high schools. The formal travel notice states, Florida is openly hostile toward African Americans, people of color, and LGBTQ plus individuals. Before traveling to Florida, please understand that the state of Florida devalues and marginalizes the contributions of and the challenges faced by African Americans and other communities of color. Other organizations representing marginalized groups in the state, including the Florida Immigrant Coalition and the LGBTQ Civil Rights Group, have also issued similar advisory.
Look at this side-by-side comparison throughout the bill. It reads like a how-to guide in historical whitewashing. Are you aware that this new version of the bill from the Senate removes the writings of Frederick Douglass? I am. Are you aware that this new version of the bill from the Senate removes the writings of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.? Yes. Are you aware that this new version of the bill from the Senate removes the history of Native Americans?
The way the bill is laid out,
that's a yes or no question.
Because we are very clear that we could not be
new version of the bill
about every single document out there that we could. I'm going to give you an answer. You're not. This isn't a trial. I'm going to give you an answer.
Okay, I'm ready for the answer.
The way it's set out is so that a teacher can go to different documents and different authors by which to teach from. It's by no means meant to be a conclusive list.
Let me just ask you one more time. Are you aware that this new version of the bill from the Senate removes the history of Native Americans? It's on page 3 of the side-by-side if you don't have it in front of you.
Then I believe you.
Okay. Are you aware that this new version of the bill removes mentions of Cesar Chavez?
Yes.
Are you aware that this new version of the bill removes mentions of Susan B. Anthony?
Yes, I am.
Yet the new version of the bill from the Senate, this is not the bill we all passed as a House, but the Senate's version, it still includes the writings of Alexis de Tocqueville, and he's not even an American. Could that be because he's a white man?
Not exactly. And let me respond something to you brought up Susan B. Anthony. Are you aware, Representative, that Susan B. Anthony was an abolitionist?
Again, I don't have to answer questions about this bill because
No, we're having a discussion here, and there's nothing about me in the rules not being able to ask you a question.
From what I can see,
were you also aware that she was pro-life?
Mr.
And
Choate,
she fought against both slavery.
I know these are hard questions. I really do, but I need you to try to answer them. From what I can see, the new version of the bill removes all mentions of people of color and women from the legislation. Is that correct? Mr. Toth.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So by my count, the new version from the Senate, again, this is not the bill we passed as the House. This is the bill from the Senate. It removes 9 historical figures of color and 6 female historical figures from the bill, which means that all mentions of people of color or women have been removed from this bill. Is that correct?
I'll take your word for it, Representative.
Could an example of white supremacy, which we tried to
it also has in here the federal, if you look, it also has on here on page 4, it speaks very clearly to the,
I'm on page.
We'll hand this over here. Detroit's 40-year reign as the nation's largest majority black city may be over. Mayor McDougal blasted recently census estimates for 2022 show that another year of population loss. In Detroit, behind the numbers lies another shift. Detroit appears no longer to stand as the nation's largest black majority city. Since 1980, Detroit borders have encompassed a larger population than other most black cities. According to the decennial census, once decade count of all people in the country, but new population data releases in the years between the decennial census and shows possible end to Detroit's 40-year reign as America's biggest majority black city. All right, remember this, guys. What did Mike Duggan do? Mike Duggan as a Saxon. He came in. Our people fought for him. All right, he came in and he got with the federal government, cut this deal,